PP time. Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of PP Time.
So I missed.
I'm Pascal, the first P.
And I'm Pablo, always the second P.
Of course. It's our first attempt at the podcast genre or any type of video ever. It's the first thing we will ever do on YouTube. I guess, is it true for you?
Or any sort of... No,
Yeah.
It's not my first venture
No?
on YouTube, but I'm not going to mention where it is.
Yeah, so I'm Pascal, he's Pablo, and it's going to be terrible. I mean, the content, not
Oh, yeah.
the podcast. The podcast is good. Please like it.
No, but I mean, it's the first time. So a lot of first times are not the greatest, you know? Like, do you remember the first time walking? Or the first time you wiped diarrhea?
Oh.
And you didn't know you have to apply it more than 4 times, let's say?
That's a really good point.
That's a very good point.
So it's going to be shit, literally.
Mostly.
We'll have fun, and we hope you will have fun too. Let's just jump into it. So today we will mostly speak about, Spider-Man.
My boy!
About Spider-Man, the new Joker movie,
Yeah.
the new Switch Lite, and other tomfooleries that we may include in the video.
It's really a nice word, tomfooleries.
Yeah, I like tomfoolery.
More of a big fan of shenanigans.
I'm a big fan of shenanigans.
But I approve of tomfoolery. What sort of tomfoolery is this? You know, like, it feels more in shenanigans. Like, it's really from, like, either your Westmount or your downtown kind of feeling.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we're from Montreal. Yeah. If we didn't mention it, because it's gonna be edited, of course.
Well, you know, it's like any Montrealer, right? We're just gonna try to look good, even though it's all garbage. The streets are fucked.
That's so
I'm just
true.
saying the streets are fucked.
And we'll talk about that later on.
It will be a fun moment.
It will be a very
because
fun
we'll
moment.
make the best out of the fact that these streets are fucked. It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be super awesome. But for now, Spidey Boy is back in the MCU, and I know you're a super fan.
Big time.
And I want to hear your thoughts on that, because we didn't speak of it because we wanted to wait for the video.
The thing is, I was following this pretty closely to the chest because, as you said before, I'm a big fan of Spider-Man.
Yep.
Ever since I've been a kid, I would dress up as it. I would read all the comics that would come out. I would get bullied because of it. Then when the movies came out, the first movies with Tobey Maguire, the Raimi movies, they were good, and they were the beginning of an era. An era of superhero movies. So they were different. Sony owned it, blah, 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 whatever. Now, when the part where Marvel took over, they tried to keep Spider-Man. Spider-Man wasn't being on the deal they wanted. For Sony was like, we're not going to give you the royalties you want. We're going to stay on our side and we can do better. And after a month of discussions on their sides, someone just clicked. According to the internet and some information, Tom Holland, the most recent Spider-Man actor, somehow got the two parties to see each other again, like a kid in the middle of a divorce.
It's Tom Holland's.
That's the thing. I don't know if they're trying to make him
as
a hero for real.
Because he's Spidey.
Yeah, but the thing is that the real deal, apparently, the rumors go that he somehow persuaded the Sony people to say yes to the deal from Disney because he would accept to do a trilogy movies for the Uncharted video games.
Oh, really?
So he would be Nathan Drake. Those are the rumors so far.
Really? That sounds awesome.
But that plan has been going around for years. Like, project for the Uncharted movie, the Metal Gear Solid movie, all that stuff been in development for 10 years. It's been going. They have the rights for it, but they just don't know when to get to it. So apparently that was the deal. And from what they understand is that Disney still has property on merchandising. Now has a 25% cut. Is giving writers and directors. And Sony still has the control over what's going on. And on this deal, Tom Holland will get a third Spider-Man movie and another Marvel movie. Still not said which one it would be. So we don't know if it's from this lineup or from the next lineup.
I'm sorry.
As a cameo.
Tom Holland. Okay, cameo. Cause...
Cameo Spidey in the Marvel universe.
Oh, okay, nice.
So from that, and he will also be in the Sony movies regarding Spider-Man. So that could include Venom. That could include Mobius. That could include Silver Sable or the Black Cat movie they wanted to do. Or even the TV series that could be potentially Spider-Verse.
It would be so fitting that he'd be in Venom, though.
If it would have been the first Venom movie, yeah, totally agree. The thing is that Venom I don't want to get too mumble jumbly in the comic books here, but Venom is pretty much the symbiotic parasite that Spider-Man gets after Secret Wars, which is basically, his host is Peter, and then he lives on it in a symbiotic relationship. Therefore, why it's called a symbiote. And it's a Fantastic Four who discovered that thing is on Peter, and then they were like explaining to him the case and all that. But Fantastic Four don't exist for now in the Marvel universe, so they could potentially be there, even though I don't care about them. but what I'm trying to say here from the Venom movie is that Venom has to be into Spider-Man to get the web swinging powers, get the spider webs, and to also get the spider logo. Because so far, the only thing from this movie is that Venom looks like a Hulk with really, really snickery, veiny, pulsating stuff on him. He really looks like a badly painted dildo. BBC kind, so Spider-Man is essential to the creation of Venom. Somehow they derived through this, and they just went, from space and this and that, and Eddie got it, and that's it. It's a parasite. I'm like, okay, symbiotic parasite, got it. So Spider-Man doesn't exist. Eddie Brockett, I don't know if you've seen the movie, but he lives in San Francisco. So that's how much he's not in that universe. He's in the completely opposite of him and the other side of the country. So how does he end up in New York? Who knows? Or how does Spidey end up over there? Who knows? But that's going to be in the Sony universe. Because that's the thing. If we see Tom Holland as Spider-Man, we have to remember that he is not in the MCU when you see him in Sony. Because it's two completely different universes. So he could be a Spider-Man that could be older, since Tom Holland is older than 16 years old. Duh. But he could still be the teenager in the Marvel universe. You know what I mean? Like, he could be a teenager in the Marvel, but in Sony, he could be he's been Spider-Man for 8 years. Let's say. Yeah. As they did for the video game and as they did for Spider-Verse. They could do it. Because that's a venture they feel comfortable doing. It's all the whole thing about multiverses. So, it's good. I accept it, and I enjoy the fact that that could be it.
Well, we'll see for the future, right? I'm glad he's back. Honestly, because I just didn't like the Andrew Garfield's movie that much. I know he's your bae or some shit.
Well,
but
the movies are...
No, I meant the movies. I don't care about if you like
that's the thing,
actor.
Because I'm biased for the actor and the character, so I would try to defend them. But okay, I have this one golden rule.
Yeah.
Regarding for either shitty movies, shitty video games, whatever. If you have a scene on a train, either a fight scene in or on train, I'll defend you until I die. Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man doesn't have it. It has it in a subway, so it doesn't count. And Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, doesn't have it either. So, except for the character and the actor, there's not much I can defend in there.
All right, so we're on the same page, kind of.
But I'll defend the fuck out of Broken Arrow.
Broken Arrow?
Yes. Christian Slater and John Travolta.
I didn't see that movie.
Oh, no one did. So yeah, Spidey's back. Very happy. Can't wait for the video games.
Oh yeah.
Because that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Since they keep the rights for Spider-Man, and I remember that there's a new Avenger game coming out very soon. I think it's on Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. That game, it's parallel to the universe of the movies, but they're somewhere else, wherever discounted, I guess. And there's an exclusive character for the PS4. I'm like, I guess that's pretty much Spider-Man. Because he's completely owned by Sony at that point. If you get him only for the PS4. So I'm like, I'll see about reviews. I'll see how that goes. And since I'm kind of a Marvel markout, I might get it. But again, not too sure. We'll keep an eye out. Not too sure.
So you're going to see the Joker movie, right?
Yes. Okay. So apart from being a Spider-Man markout, so pretty much a Marvel sellout at this point, I'm also a big fan of the DC series. So Detective Comics, Batman in general.
Actually, didn't know you were a fan of DC at all. I never heard you
because I keep speaking about...
DC.
Well, that's the thing, because being a DC fan nowadays, and I know people are going to call me a Marvel sellout, but since DC's been having such a bad run, with the Superman movies, with the Batman v Superman movie and all that stuff going around.
Bad rap,
I don't talk about it much, but if you come to my place, you mostly see that the comic books I have are purely DC. It's a bunch of Batmans, it's a bunch of other superheroes. It's mostly DC. Some Spider-Mans here and there. So DC, especially Batman, it's something I'm prominent about. I love Batman. I would dress up as Batman for Halloween if the costumes didn't cost like $200 to $300 each. So yeah, I would never buy a Batman suit, so you never see me talk about Batman.
No.
I don't have a Batman figurine. I don't have Spider-Man figurines as well. So yeah, I love DC as especially for Batman. So the fact that there's a standalone movie based on Joker, it's something that I really wanted to see for a while because I almost saw Suicide Squad, but I didn't. Somewhere in my mind, I was just like, you know what?
Shit.
I just don't care about any of these people. Like, I'll be honest. I don't care about Harley Quinn. I loved her in the Batman animated series where she was created mostly. So I'm like...
The Harley Quinn, yeah.
So Harleen Quinzel, I love her in there. She's great. She's a great character. Amazing. But the thing is that when you get to Suicide Squad, and I didn't even see the movie, but the year afterwards, let's say when I went to Comic-Con, I'm that kind of nerd, or when I started to see on the internet, you know how many people I saw as Joker and Harley Quinn? Her and her bae dressed like that. I saw like 12.
Only 12?
In the first hour. After that, I stopped counting. Because they weren't the same. I thought it was the same. No, man. You see tall Harley Quinn, chubby Batman, or chubby Joker, or tall Joker, chubby Quinn, or this and that. I don't care. I'm not judging people. I'm happy to see them. They're dressing up. They have a couple's costume. But the fact is that those two characters are not that well of a couple. And that's what's the problem with Suicide Squad. And that's why I didn't see it for that Joker. Because people don't understand the relationship they have. It's not a sane one. It's not a good one. It's not something that any boy or girl should hope to have. It's a freaking abusive relationship. It is the worst out there. It's like I don't want to start that, but it's like almost the same way as people who would drive for Asuka and Evangelion as a waifu material with Shinji. For those who understand that, good on you, but that's what I mean. It's not a relationship you want because it's pure abuse. There's no good out of it. You don't get told that you're loved or anything. You're just being brought back. All your weaknesses in front of you. You're lowered down. Everything good you do is not considered. And you're shit.
Of course, she went and fucked the Wonder Boy at some point.
Well, because,
of course it was a bad relationship.
Because he's more...
Well, Nightwing, I guess.
Yeah, Nightwing. But
still, he's big old Wonder Boy.
Still, he has that sweet Batman training, so...
He
is the Wonder Boy after all, so you kind of wonder about the boy. Don't call him Dick for nothing. Yeah, all to say is that I really want to see this Joker because it looks like a real Joker, because a real actor who is not demented for real, who knows that he's acting, can still do it without having to do shit the way it is. Yeah, spicy opinion.
I feel the heat.
Well.
Ledger.
Yeah, well.
Sorry.
For me, bad fun. But for me, the best Joker out there, it's basically Mark Hamill from the animated series and video games.
I am 100% with you. I didn't see Joker yet, the new movie, but
we'll get there.
For now, from what I saw, Heath Ledger still did the best Joker. In the movie, of course. I still prefer Mark Hamill's voice for anything that's video game related or animated series related or animated movies. He is the best. He is the... I could make a whole video on Mark Hamill. I love his voice so goddamn much. He does Skip also in regular show.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen that, but people told me a lot.
I'm a super fan.
I remember when I saw Gravity Falls, they had to tell me it was like Twin Peaks in order for me to watch. I'm like, okay.
Oh, like Twin Peaks? I never watched
Twin Peaks. Is the bomb. But if you like things that are structured, that opens questions and then close them at the end with a nice ribbon, go fuck yourself. Don't watch Twin Peaks.
You heard it here first.
What I'm saying is that I'm a big fan of David Lynch. He doesn't like his fans, probably. I don't know. He likes coffee, good coffee, black coffee like me. But what I mean is that it's not something that, especially for the last season, the finale, the third season they came out with, you do not watch it to have answers because you won't get them. What I mean is that you'll get, for the first episode, you'll have like 10 different sequences going on. Each story. And they never go anywhere. It never connects to the next episode. And never... So it's an infuriating thing to go through.
Yeah,
but in a good way. Because you come out of there still enjoying it, but it's 18 episodes. And let's not forget that Twin Peaks came out maybe a year or two before X-Files.
I'm sorry. Before X-Files.
Before the X-Files.
Okay.
So that was the first of its
Yeah,
kind,
yeah.
let's say. So,
Okay.
it's take it as it is. It's a good watch if ever you're interested still.
Sure.
But the third season, I'm just warning you right now. I mean, I loved it. I hated it, but I loved it. It's normal with Lynch to have that feeling. So, yeah. You know who's another good director? Scorsese. And Scorsese is the main reason why the Joker movie looks like it is right now.
I didn't know it was Scorsese, actually.
Yeah, well, from what I heard of some reviews and what I've seen without any sort of spoilers out there, but no spoilers.
No spoilers.
Basically, it's more based on Taxi Driver, which is a classic movie of him, and The King of Comedy, which are two movies with Robert De Niro, which ironically, the Joker movie has Robert De Niro in it.
Oh.
So, it's kind of good. And I think for a while, the executive producer was Scorsese. He was supposed to be mandated to do so for the Joker movie. But it didn't turn out. He has something else to do or something. I think it's The Irishman right now that's going to come out pretty soon on Netflix and in cinemas. It's Joe Pesci, De Niro, and Al Pacino.
Huh.
It looks amazing. I'm going to see it.
On Netflix, you said?
Netflix or cinema runs. And since I don't pay for Netflix, I might go see it in the cinema.
Okay.
And plus, besides those three guys, I have to see him in the cinema. I mean,
yeah.
Come on. So, yeah. A limited run. Might be at the AMC Forum. I'll see. So, Joker. I really want to see it. Good director. The guy, it's Todd Phillips, if I'm not mistaken. And he's the guy who did the Hangover movies.
Really?
Yeah. So, it's his first venturing into real serious stuff. It's one of his movies he said he wanted to do for a while. And then at some point, he just kind of showed up to Warner's and said, well,
Okay.
I could do it for Joker. So then he got a bit more budget. And then he just made the Joker character fit with his idea. And apparently it fits perfectly well. Like, the fact is that it's basically, it stays the same structure. It's a man brought down by society. And how does that reflect into one's personality, The thing is that from what I hear from the commentaries, from reviews, and from the way people are seeing Joker, is that the Joker movie right now, hopefully not, but it could create the same problems that created back with other movies in the same genre, like Clockwork Orange or any war movie, anything that seems deemed too violent.
Yeah.
Because some people, hopefully not a lot of people, might will think that he's a sort of hero. But that's not the case. We're trying to see that we can empathize with the character, but we have to remind ourselves, and apparently the movie does a great job at that, to remind us that, yeah, you can sympathize with what he's doing or how he feels about that, but what he's doing or how he expresses it, there's no way in hell you can do it. If so, it's okay to look for help. Just saying. Not as a...
So it should be pretty nice.
Apparently. That's what I mean. Apparently,
yeah,
from what I'm hearing.
I mean, we'll see the movie, I guess.
I love those movies where you destructurize a character, where, someone is not completely overpowered. Someone is not, completely focused on what they're doing. If you have a character, I don't know if you've seen Taxi Driver.
It was a long time ago, but yes, I did.
Yeah. So, kind of a spoiler for a 40-year-old movie at this point. But the main character is not all there. He came back from war, if I'm not mistaken. He can't sleep. He suffers from insomnia, terrible. Mm-hmm. He wants to get this girl, but he can't. So he sees that she has a father figure in that rally, and he's trying to get there. Basically, it's only that structure of character. So, I mean, the structure of a character who doesn't know where to be in his life because he didn't get there. Or if he got to the point he wanted to be in life, he doesn't know what he's supposed to do now. And that's basically a raw structuring of the Joker. The Joker, doesn't matter whether you're looking at the comic books or the TV show, he had a life. Like any normal guy of us. He had a life. But then that just either abandoned him, he abandoned it, or it was taken away from him. And that stripped him down to his basis core. Mm-hmm. Which is why, let's say, one of the comic books that I have, it's the Killing Joke. One of the more canonized stories of how the Joker came to be. And that one is just fantastic because it's basically, again, spoilers for if you haven't read it or seen the animated movie, which the first 45 minutes are garbage. They have nothing to do with it. But the rest of it is impeccable.
Okay. I haven't got the chance to see it, but I was...
Except for the end.
Going to.
The ending, because the comic book has a different ending, but it's an open-ended kind of thing. So it fits in the story, but in the animation, it's just definitely puts an ending. So you're like, oh. But that's the thing when you adapt something, you have to make of it. You have to, decide, okay, so my vision says that it's this. So, fuck it. But if you read a comic book, it's open. So, in that origin story for the Joker on Killing Joke, he basically wants to be a comedian. He has a wife. He works at a chemical plant, and his wife is pregnant. So he just has to pretty much help some gangsters to get the money from his chemical plant to which he got fired from. And with that money, he wants to, provide for his family and be able to start his comedic career, which, by the way, sucks. His jokes... So Joker comes out of the chemicals and he's just twisted because his face turned white, his hair turned green because I think he was ginger. That's why it turned green. It's not clear. It's not the comic book puts it black and white, so we don't know. And basically, red lips and all that because the exterior just burned down.
Again, we're speaking of Killing Joke, right?
Yeah, the Killing Joke.
Just want to make that clear for everyone. The Killing Joke.
So basically, he comes out of there and that's broken because he just had, like the comic book pretty much states it throughout the whole thematic of this, he just had one bad day. That's all he needed to go overboard. Because before that, he was easygoing with whatever the fuck bad stuff was happening to him. Because he had his wife, his kids coming up, and a stable life and job. And he had a small dream. Small one, but he had it.
Yeah.
But then when all that shit came crumbling down on the same day... snap. But accordingly, that's apparently the canon origin, and that's what we like to have. The only thing is that, he's basically saying it's Batman's fault that he exists, but, that makes it more dramatic in the way that he wants to have a meaning to Batman being in his life.
Yeah.
But that's, again, the comic book kind of brushes that off, saying, well, I remember it one way and sometimes another, so who knows? And that's more than enough. So I like that aspect of that comic book because it leaves open-ended to the canonicity of that thing. But at the same time, it's good to have it. Because the Killing Joke is pretty much what inspired the original Batman movie for Joker. The vat of acid and all that stuff. It's in there. They only added the fact that Joker killed Batman's parents. So therefore, when he became Batman, he pushed Joker into the... So they self-created each other. That's a bit more romantic, I guess, in a way, but...
In a way.
No, it works. It works.
But the Joker movie actually has, there are ratings, of course. And for now, it's about 90%, I would say. Rotten Tomatoes says, that its users gave it the rating of 69. Nice. That's only Rotten Tomatoes because the Google users gave the movie 95% and IMDb 9.3 on 10. So... good ratings, I believe.
But that's only for one day.
That's because they were.
The pre.
Oh,
in the festival, right?
Yeah.
They were at the festival to kind of show off the movie.
Yeah, but for the grand public, it was from just one day because we're recording this on the 4th of October.
Well, and today I am gonna go see the Joker movie. So,
that's today, huh?
So yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna see it tonight. So I'll be able to have a structured idea on that. The Joker will be one of those movies that I'll go see. No popcorn required. No sort of beverages because I don't want to go to the bathroom. Yeah. There's no way in hell I'm going to the bathroom during that kind of movie. And, just have maybe a gay old time, very depressing at the same time. Because who knows? I mean,
sounds good.
It sounds gritty. And the way it was presented into the festivals, it sounds like a kind of an Oscar bait. So, my theory that I gave you once. If you want to win Best Actor of the Year, you have to kiss a man. Unless Joker... That's prediction because I haven't seen it. Unless Joker goes full on mouth to mouth and on a man, he might not be nominated for an Oscar. He could be nominated, but he might not win it because he didn't kiss. So Rocket Man could have a chance.
Sure.
And Elton John is still alive, and people want to, I'm not gonna go political on that, but Oscars are very. Overall, I like movies. I guess he does in the surface, and I'm gonna see Joker.
All right, so it is time for the segment that we like to call Montreal Bay Street. So basically, we will choose a street in the Montreal area that is under construction.
Big surprise, because most of Montreal is under construction. But we're going to limit ourselves to only 2 streets.
1 street each, and the street that is repaired first will lose. Let's say you have a street, I have a street, street 1, street 2, right? Yeah. Street 1 is repaired first, I win.
So I guess we're limited to one small street.
Yeah.
That's what I've understood directly from the rules.
Yes.
So we have to have, the first one to get repaired loses. It has to be a small street. The other rule you explained to me is that they have to have started renovations at the same time.
Approximate time.
Estimated around the same area. Okay.
And the construction will end at a certain point.
Look,
but that doesn't mean shit.
that's the exact same way as the expiration date on a fucking bag of chips.
And we'll do a JoJo pose every now and then on those streets. We'll try to do it every episode.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for you people out there. If ever you say JoJo and you think about something else,
JoJo.
I think there's a small teen pop called JoJo.
Okay, well, sure. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Posing. We'll be doing a few poses on our streets, and to be sure that they're still alive and kicking in the repairments, we'll come back to a check on it as a refresher.
Sounds good. So let's get to it. And here you go, Ville de Montréal.
Right.
Colonial Avenue.
That's
and Marianne. So it should end at the end of this month for both of them. And we'll see if that's true.
I don't believe much of what the city gives us, but we'll keep an eye on it.
So, Marianne and Colonial, if you live on that street, smash like and subscribe.
No, just open the window and wave a bird at us. We'll be fine.
No.
I'll be more than happy that you at least somehow heard our garbage.
So, we'll take a little break and we'll leave you with our sponsor video.
Today's podcast is brought to you by VIP Vaping Diapers.
Last questions.
Okay. So VIP Vaping Diapers is a service of diaper for adults who wants to still live hip and be able to coexist in society happily. So, Pascal, tell me.
Yes.
How many times have you needed to wake up early to go to work or to have a very special date, first date, let's say, and just before you left the door, you have to take a shit?
Well, every time.
How many times did you have to just go like, maybe I'll just hold it in, or maybe I'll be late because I have to take the shit?
Of course, every goddamn time.
Well, today, my friend, I'm here to tell you that with VIP Vaping Diapers, that will not be a problem anymore.
Really?
Yes, because VIP Vaping Diapers allows you to take a shit publicly and not feel an odor at all.
What?
It's a patented microscientological service that they have made out of tissue with microfibers of no smelling. The things that you can also have in the training clothes that you can have sometimes. It blocks all odors, and whenever a sort of gas or flavor might come out of it, so if you have like a shitty accident, if you have chipotle diarrhea,
all the time.
or if you have a shart, which is a shit fart,
Yeah,
so when you trust one of those, you can hide it away with VIP Vaping Diapers. So it comes in 5 different flavors. We have Purple Rain, we have Bubblegum Drop, we also have Minty Mist, we have also Watermelon, and Banana Tropicana. That's actually kind of catchy.
Very nice. Actually, I would go for Purple Rain.
Yeah, and they go on all sizes from X small to XXL for all you chubby chunkers.
Oh,
so
nice.
please go head down to VIP Vaping Diapers /2P for me, and you can have a 50% discount on your first order.
Link in description.
Link in the description below. And please go ahead and go facilitate your shits in the public domain and also have a great date using VIP Vaping Diapers. Thank you, Vaping Diapers. So we're back from the break.
Yep.
Don't choke. I'm having a beer.
Big boy sips.
Ugh. So what's the next topic you got on us for now?
Well, I wanted to talk about the Nintendo Switch Lite.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that came out. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So it came out on the 20th of September, right? And, well, first of all, do you own it?
Well, as a matter of fact, I just got a Switch today.
The regular Switch, right?
Well, that's the thing. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about that. Because I did get the regular one.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say the whole day previous, I wasn't sure which one to get.
Okay.
Because it was my first venturing on a Nintendo console ever since the 3DS. So I was used to Nintendo as a portable console.
Yeah.
Because mostly I'm a guy who plays consoles at home. And I don't have a PC. Yeah, I can hear you people booing right now. It's good. All right? It's been 7 years since I had a computer. It's good. It's fine. It's fine. So I'm a console boy. But you're the Nintendo boy. You know a lot of shit about Nintendo that I don't know that much. So please enlighten me on that.
But well, first of all, I really wanted to know why you chose the regular Switch instead of the Lite Switch, which Lite Switch.
Well, it is a light switch when you think about it.
It is, but the Switch Lite.
The name is so stupid. They've been doing this since like the Wii.
I would have
the names are stupid.
I would have preferred the Switch Mini, to be honest.
I would have preferred Switch U.
Switch U. How dare you?
You fucking did it.
But I wanted to know why you chose the big old Switch instead of the Lite, and well, what went through your head when you chose, the regular one?
Well, it's fairly easy. Like I said before, I'm more of a console gaming kind of guy home. And the Switch regular, I can just put it in the dock.
Right.
Is that what it's called? And then you can just clip off the controls, put it on that little thing that comes with, and just play it at home. And if I want to leave to it, and leave.
Yeah.
The Switch, fuck it, let's call it Switch Mini. The Switch Mini, you cannot unclip the controls from what I saw.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a smaller console, and the colors are shit. I'm sorry, but...
What? The turquoise is mad cool. I love that color. I don't like the banana smoothie
That's
one.
the only one I would have bought.
Really?
I would have gone for yellow banana. Because people will be like, the fuck is that? That's the mini, fam. Like trying to cringe the already cringe console that it is. Because let's face it, it's the same way that when the 2DS came out, it's a Fisher-Price console kind of thing. You saw the 2DS. It's like this big ass hunk of plastic. It's all weird and shit. You can't snap it to put it in your pockets. It feels the same way. Like it feels restricted for what you want to have.
Although that console was more marketed to kids, to be honest. The Switch Lite, because it's kind of sturdier. It has a thicker plastic. You experience some heat with your Switch.
Yeah. Because I was.
Well, it was warm, right? Thing is, just let me show you that. Okay.
Big
I got my Switch here with the Satisfy grip. # not sponsor. You see this here? The venting here?
Yeah, I
Okay.
noticed the cooling area, whatever.
Yeah. So that is really not that thick, right? You can see it. It's super, super light.
Well, yeah, I've seen thicker.
I've seen some users experience some heat, and then this would break. It happened a lot with the regular Switch, but the Switch Lite is way thicker there. So, we don't have any reports of people breaking that yet. Yeah, it's been out for 14 days.
Yeah, so 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. We may see that in the future, but I saw in some videos and some reviews of the Switch Lite, it's way thicker. So it may not break. So they knew that was a problem.
So that's a plus, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's a plus. Also, it's a little smaller. As I saw, it was kind of the size of a...
Yeah, it's a 5.8.
It was the size of a regular Switch, but...
Minus one Joycon.
Minus one Joycon.
Okay.
Although...
The Joycon would be here, and then the screen would...
Yeah, the screen would be also minimized.
I got to try it a few minutes before I got in here, so... Yeah.
All right. I never had one in my hands, though. But that's what I heard it was like.
Because it was there at the display at the shop, so I'm like, I'm just going to give it a try and see what the fuck is up. And it's all right. It feels exactly the same way I used to feel when I used to have my PS Vita. Like, I would grab it in there, you have that screen, it never heated up, but at the same time, I never played more than 8 hours.
Yeah, but you can't not play like console games on those.
Well, yeah. On the Vita, yeah. Let's say if you buy a digital copy of of PS1 game, you could play it on there.
Oh, PS1.
And when I bought Undertale for the PS4, I got it for free on the Vita. That was the last game I played on.
What I meant is like new titles. Let's say like Nintendo, like they released Breath of the Wild on the first day, and you could play it like this.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We don't have to forget that the Switch is the first of its kind after, the Sega Nomad and all that stuff. Is that basically it's a home/portable console. So of course the main title game you're gonna have there, which is now Zelda and Mario and all that shit. you can bring it everywhere or stay at home and be lazy ass and just play it at home.
But there is one thing going on with the Switch Lite that is going on with some of the Joy-Cons, which is the Joy-Con drift.
Okay, can you explain that to me a bit more? I heard about drifting. In my mind, I always think about initial D. And I'm pretty sure that's not what it means by drifting. It's not suddenly just drifting around. I mean, what's going on with the Joy-Cons? What's happening?
Let's say it's the camera one, right? You'd
It's
see
always-
your character
It's always kind of tilting.
move. Yeah. So that's a problem that I actually did not experience yet. I thought I did at some point, but it was just a controller in my bag that was connected with my Switch.
Don't you mostly use a Pro Controller? That's why you may not have seen the problem?
Exactly, yes. That's what I believe.
Have they found the problem inside the Pro Controllers, or it's only the Joy-Cons?
I've never seen that said for any Pro controllers.
Hey guys, it seems I was wrong. Yeah. Sorry.
That might be the reason why, because I think I've seen you maybe 80 to 90% of the time using a Pro Controller.
I'd say 95% of the time I use a Pro controller.
Yeah, but the thing is that I don't want to get a student loan to get controllers, you know what I mean? All these accessories, all those things, all the extra stuff that Nintendo's offering us for that console is ridiculous. I mean, I get it. It's a gyroscopic technology. It's a special laser kind of thing that there's in there, and there's a bunch of different stuff in there. I mean, on its own, if you could just add a screen on this, that would be a console. This would be a console because that's how much stuff is in there.
Mm-hmm.
But still, for two of these, it's $100 here Canadian.
Yeah.
I can't seem to fathom that. Is that a word?
Fathom.
It's fun that you buy a base console and you get two controllers when you think about it. That's real cool. But if you want to, let's say, have a full session of Mario Party, you gotta cough up that $80 on that game plus $100 on the remotes.
Yeah, if you don't already have them.
Yeah,
Of course.
As for a guy like me who just got the console today, of course I don't have it. Well, yeah, but I just don't want. I don't want to go overboard on that. You know, it's
Like I did, of course.
well, at the same time, it's the first console you've had in a while.
That's true.
Before that, what do you have? Did you have the Wii?
Yeah, I had the Wii, but we didn't really buy any controllers because you could play a lot of games with the GameCube controller, and we did buy another Wiimote, and I did buy the Wii Motion Plus to put on the Wiimote. I didn't buy a lot of things. We did, you know, the Mario Kart.
That's the steering wheel kind of.
Yeah, I never used it because in Mario Kart Mario Kart Wii, I guess I used the GameCube controller.
I think the reason why not a lot of people bought Wii controllers is because at some point after 2007, maybe let's say 2010, everyone and even their grandparents had a Wii.
Yeah.
So if you invited someone to have a, let's say a
bring
Wii
your
game,
Wiimote.
people would bring their own Wiimotes.
Yeah.
Joy-Cons, not a lot of people have a Switch, and not a lot of people will be just happy to bring their Joy-Cons.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's $100 controllers.
At first, I didn't know a lot of people. Like, when I bought the Switch back in 2017, not at launch, no.
No,
They were so hard to find. But I didn't know anyone, actually, with the Switch.
Yeah.
I was the only one that had a Switch in my entourage for some reason. And, time went by, and in 2019 now, I know like maybe 10 people.
Well, it's
maximum.
I'll be honest with you, it's because of the skepticism that the Wii U brought to the society.
Of course,
Because the Wii U pretty much poisoned the money well that was the Wii. Let's be real here. The Wii was a money printing machine. Everyone, even people who didn't like video games, had the Wii for Christmas.
Yeah. Maybe
everyone had it.
Maybe it was with Wii Fit Plus. Or,
it was for anything you could imagine. It was, you want to weight yourself? Get the Wii. You want to play sports? Get the Wii. You're like, just get on it and just have fun with the Wii. The Wii was there just to be the people pleaser.
It was also very cheap, actually.
It still is.
Well, yeah.
Still selling to this day.
Right now, you could get like a Wii for maybe $80 with 2-3 games and 2 remotes.
I think it's the red one. I think I saw it at one.
Oh, you mean the
Mini?
The Wii Mini? Yeah.
Yeah, he's called Mini.
Well, I do have a last question for you about the Switch Lite. I will also answer it, but I just need to know: do you think it was a good move from Nintendo to release the Switch Lite?
The console came out like what, 3 years ago?
March 2017. Yeah.
Fuck, really? Because
Almost,
because,
3 years.
yeah, because the Wii U started the 8th console generation before the PS4 and Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
It had time to come out before, to die before them, and then this. Yes. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Okay. So basically, should you buy the Lite?
Yes.
No. You should not. Because you told me earlier that the point is that it's a harder plastic, so kids can have fun with it and be more easy with. No.
Well,
Because here's the thing: a normal Switch right now, you can put it on the kickstand and have two controllers split. Like we did it once. I think we went to a bar and we just played it that way. And even the barman was like, "Oh, that's a pretty good idea." So we did it, but with kids, if you get that one, you can't unscrew the controllers to play. You have to be stuck together the same way you would play a Game Boy when you were a kid.
Yes, I know.
Remember, you would play a Game Boy playing Pokemon, and the other kid was like, "Okay, when's my turn?" No, never, because your parents didn't make money, right? So didn't have a Game Boy.
Actually, I paid for my first Game Boy. My parents wouldn't buy me one, and it was a Game Boy SP. I really wanted one to play Pokemon Emerald on it, and I asked my father if he could buy me one, and he said no. And then I said, if I pay you back.
So you kind of asked for a small loan.
My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Was it $1 million?
It was $1 million.
It was $1 million.
Small.
Small. Like my dick. So I bought it myself, basically. I took a loan from him.
What color was it?
It was silver. I actually have it here.
Oh, okay. It's kind of a boring color, but okay, keep going.
Well, my brother had the red one, my father had the black one, and I had the silver one.
Oh, man.
It's an old-ass sticker, right?
Yeah, I remember that logo. For all you Montrealers, if you ever remember this beautiful logo here.
Hold on. Yep, that old-ass fucking...
Old-ass logo.
Yeah.
Right there. Very fun.
Still works. That thing was so goddamn fucking sturdy.
No, it's indestructible. Yeah, that. I'll give them to Nintendo. Their consoles are indestructible.
Yep.
You know how much I try to kill the Wii U and just
No problem.
wouldn't die.
Well, the DS was pretty shit, to be honest. It would always fucking break.
Okay. No, here's the thing. I remember opening up the 3DS in front of
Not the 3DS.
No,
DS.
No, the 3DS. I remember opening it in front of my roommates, and they were always like, "It sounds like a kid with crystal bones, like breaking his legs every time you open it, like." Like, then you get to the Switch and get that satisfying like.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to Switch ASMR. I hope you'll enjoy the little click we're gonna give you right now because we really fucking love it. That's kind of loud though. Oh, gonna listen to the click. I don't need bathrooms.
Satisfying.
But yeah.
It's really satisfying.
Fucking sell out. So yeah, I should not buy a Lite. I bought a normal ass Switch for my normal ass needs.
Well, I have my own take on that, actually.
Yeah, by all means, because you already had the Switch for a while. So
I had the Switch for a while.
So would you upgrade for it?
No. I would not upgrade for a Switch Lite. But was it a smart move from Nintendo? I'd say 50%, 60% a good move. I said it's marketed at kids and stuff. Sure, if you forget that it's marketed at kids and whatever, like you won't lose a Joycon or some shit like that.
Yeah, I forgot how dumb kids can be. Yeah.
Well, forget about.
Well, I was a dumb kid. I'm just saying it right now. I was a dumb kid. Yeah, I could have lost a Joy-Con. I could have lost one. Granted.
You know the price point of the Switch Lite, right?
It's $260 here for Canada.
$260. It's $200 US.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the price point for the Switch is I think $349 US. Yeah.
It's $299 US. Sorry again.
Here's our
400, yeah,
bucks.
400-ish, yeah. That's a very good price compared to the Switch.
Well, yeah.
But you do lose some features. You don't have the HD rumble also with it. It is a good move and a bad move in their way, because hardcore Nintendo fan already have a Switch.
Yeah.
The ones that
We know some
probably
of them.
skipped on the Wii U, or maybe they came back from the NES or the N64. They've been gone for a long time, or whatever. They skipped some consoles.
Yeah.
Now you can actually play Zelda Breath of the Wild on a little Switch for $200 US. With that idea, they can get a lot of people back. Like, it's really not pricey.
Let's play this out. So we're not thinking about an upgrade. Let's think from your point of view. Let's say the Switch, in a fictional world, well, this version didn't come out. Let's say this didn't come out.
Yes.
There's no new console. The Wii U still exists.
Yeah.
And the next upgrade to the 3DS is the Switch. The Switch Lite is canonically the Switch.
Yeah.
Would you buy it?
Hypothetically,
Let's say there's no Switch normal, and Breath of the Wild is still gonna come there, and on the Wii U still the same way it did now.
I would buy it in a heartbeat.
Okay. Yeah, but that's the thing.
I'm a 3DS fan too. I'm sold out for Nintendo.
Yeah.
I do believe they do some weird shit, and a lot of things I don't agree with.
Yeah, the Labo.
Well, the Labo is not a bad idea. It's just you don't have a lot to do with it. It's I heard it's super fun for an hour after you construct it.
So yeah, technically, you approve of most of what Nintendo does.
Yes. Well, I mean, they could have done better with the Mini. I don't know. I would have liked some HD Rumble at least. It's not a deal breaker if you want to buy it, but I don't know. Like, if Link gets attacked, I want to know by a, or some shit.
Yeah, I want to feel it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem, but anyway, I'm not going to buy it. I know some people did, even if they had the Switch, to use it while they travel and to keep this
As a home console.
which it's not a bad idea at its core, but the Switch system, Nintendo's whole thing about your primary console, your secondary console, it's a little bit fucked right now, but maybe they will do something about that will be easier in the future. But
Well, like we said before, is that they're trying to be what the Nomad tried to be so many years ago, but without the need of 8 AA batteries, without the need of, being constantly plugged on the wall. I mean, yeah, 3 to 5 hours.
Sega Game Gear.
Can you believe that the game that came out with that console, the Comic Zone, the game is longer than the battery span that you have in the console. So if you had only batteries and you were on the run, you would never be able to finish that game.
And you can't save the game, right?
Yeah, and even if you had a perfect run, you couldn't finish it.
Yeah, if you're on the go, because you can still have...
Yeah, but...
AC adapter.
But that's the thing. You have a portable console.
It's a portable
and you have
console,
to sit against your wall, plugged to it. Like, come on, man. Like, for me on my end, I would not buy the Lite, which I already did not do. I bought the normal one. Because let's say if you're going to play Mario Kart and you're there holding the console and someone has to have a controller over your shoulder looking around the screen. Nah. So all fucking consoles aside regarding Nintendo. Is there anything interesting or new that's going to come out? I haven't followed any of it, so...
There's a lot of interesting things already out, but what's coming in a month or so?
Okay.
I have 2 games.
Okay. Go. Shoot it.
We just mentioned 3. Pokemon Sword and Shield that's coming out in a month or so.
I have a game dear and near to my heart that I'm waiting next month also. It's called Death Stranding.
Of course.
And again, for anyone who knows, and I mentioned earlier about Lynch, if you like Lynch and Scorsese, you also like Hideo Kojima. And that guy makes games that, except for the Metal Gear Solid, he also did Psychonauts and Snatcher. He makes games out there. And that's what I'm waiting for. Something completely random that feels too much like a movie, and I'm down to follow it. So hopefully it will be good, because all the trailers we've seen, it's just only video clips mostly. It's purely music and aesthetics, and you don't know what the fuck's going on.
From what you told me about earlier when we spoke about the Death Stranding, you said that he walks and there's music playing. That's all you see, or
Pretty much.
shit. That really feels like Breath of the Wild. What I mean by that is they emphasize on exploration. Maybe maybe Death Stranding tries to do the same thing here.
And you know what? You're not wrong, because the thing is that this is not his first time venturing into an open world kind of video game. The one before that was pretty much Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid 5. Metal Gear Solid V, actually. For people who know, they know. So basically, he tried to do this storytelling throughout an open world. Because, normally the Metal Gear Solid games are very much in a corridor. You're learning a path, kind of, not saying into the genre like Metroid or Castlevania, or the whole Metrovania thing, where you go to the same way over and over again.
Yeah.
Maybe for the second one, but for the other ones, it kind of opened up. And on the fifth one, you have, instead of Metal Gear, you have the codec calls when you stop and you're talking to someone on the radio, you get plot points, and then you keep going. In Metal Gear Solid 5, you had cassette tapes that you could put in your Walkman, and you could listen to it while you were playing in the open world. Now, from what I'm understanding here, Death Stranding might be doing the same thing. You won't have a Walkman, obviously, but you'll be in the open world, and the information will be fed to you throughout the game. So you can play the game the way you want it, like Breath of the Wild exactly.
Yeah.
You can climb wherever you want to go. You can go which way you go. And you have that feeling of openness and loneliness that Breath of the Wild sometimes can bring. That it's not saying that you're depressed playing it. It's just that you're like
yeah.
You feel like
No, I know what you mean.
That world.
Yeah, it's just like sitting in a lazy boy with a cup of tea.
Yeah, it's that kind of feeling. It's like
alone.
You get that reassurance that you're discovering something that you think other people haven't discovered. Because how Death Stranding is that it's saying you're supposed to reconnect humanity. And by humanity, it's reconnected the shared cities of the United States or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So your character is supposed to bring this reassurance across
Is it
the
a
country.
dystopian future?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Something happened. They don't mention exactly what's the term for it, but there's a bunch of terrorism, strange attacks, and people who are dead seems to be coming back to kill the living, but apparently dying could be bad. It's fucked up. I don't get it, but it's perfect. So, whatever. And people have to walk with fetuses tucked to.
Oh yeah. I
chest.
saw that. I saw the first. The first trailer they released. Yeah.
Norman Reedus and the funky fetus kind of stuff. So I still don't know what the fuck the game's about. But I'm happy to wait for it and have it. And the collector's edition comes with a fetus. So.
Oh, if you want to get a fetus,
it's too late. It's way too late.
It's way too late.
Because the day it was released officially,
I didn't know it was released. Yeah,
you have to pre-order it then. And I did.
Yeah,
I have my copy.
Oh,
I'll get it. I'll get it. I might bring it.
Yeah, bring it.
I'll get it.
I want to see that shit.
Apparently it's pretty fucked up, and you can actually turn it on, and it's kind of weird. So I'll have it. I really want this game, and I really hope it's not gonna be just meh. Because Breath of the Wild, I remember seeing the trailers, and I was like, okay, but what's more to it? Because the genre of open world game, it's kind of getting repetitive for me.
Skyrim set up the bar for open worlds. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really met until Breath of the Wild, which Nintendo revamped the whole open world aspect. Well, it was even more open than it was before.
That's the thing, because it comes back to the whole Elder Scroll thing, where you see, let's say, an E3 presentation, you see Todd Howard just show up and say, like, you know what? You see that mountain over there? You can go there.
Yeah.
And then, you try to do it, and then you get those stupid bug shit where you're like jumping on the side with your horse on Skyrim, trying to get the mountain just right. I would do it, you would do it, everyone would do it. But then you get to Breath of the Wild. It's like, he doesn't need to say it. That mountain over there. And guess what? If you have enough stamina, you can climb that stupid mountain and be like, yeah.
And then
you jump off of it. And that took me like maybe 30 hours into the game. You can slide on it on your shield.
Yeah.
I did not know this tech, and I needed it in my life.
Oh, it's so good.
And then you just put the offsprings on, and then it feels like a Tony Hawk game, and you're on. You're in it. So the aspect that Breath of the Wild allows us to climb that metaphorical gamer's mountain, that's game changer. So when Kojima was thinking about it now having Death Stranding, he's like, well, you know what? You can climb that mountain over there. And once you're there, you can piss on it. And sleep on it after your piss while hugging your fetus.
Can you actually do that?
Yes. And you can play with it. You can sing it. And you can go to a spa and take a shower with it in the bath. It's not weird. So you guys will know I'll have Dead Stranding. I'll be here with a beautiful fetus in my hands, and you will have whatever game in your hands as well. And a game that I would recommend that is already out, let's say, if you can recommend me also for the Switch, because there's nothing on that console.
Sure.
What I would recommend right now, what is my game of the year so far, would be Control. That's a new game by Remedy Studio, the guys and girls who created Max Payne, that created also Alan Wake and Quantum Break, for those who somehow have an Xbox One. Except for the latter, all those games are amazing. They have pretty good stories, they're amazing, and Control is the same thing. It's Control, if I can describe it as fast as I can, it's a David Lynch directed X-Files episode where Scully has telepathic powers. If that's more than enough for you to actually go and grab it, be my guest. It's a good game, and you should give it a watch, at least.
Well, I do have one recommendation for the Switch, and that one is Square Enix game, actually. It's Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
It's a good fucking game, and I recommend it to everyone.
It's a role-playing game, right? You wait for your enemies to attack you, and then you attack back, and...
It's a turn-based RPG, yeah.
Okay. Because right now I'm on Fire Emblem. It's more of a tactical RPG.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you ever played any of those.
It's turn-based too, though. But
yeah, it's different. It's
Fire Emblem has its own RPG style.
Well, it's like playing chess. You're just getting in there, you move, and then you attack, and then you have to strategize who's stronger against which, and you have this whole palette. It's great. It's an amazing game. And there's so much waifu material and husbandos. I go crazy for those kind of things. You know, like dating simulators kind of things.
Oh my god,
Not
really?
the creepy ones. Not the creepy ones.
You mean the KFC one?
No, just like I said, not the creepy ones.
Oh,
What I mean is that, let's say, stuff like Persona, stuff like Fire Emblem is doing right now. So yeah, I would recommend Control, and you would recommend Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'll get it once it goes on discount, because those games never do.
Do you like music? Because we sure do. And we do have a lot of music suggestions for you, but we'll present to you one music discovery every podcast, one each, right?
Yep.
Would you mind starting the...
Sure, I'll take this one, because mine is a bit more, I could say, abstract. Because I think you have a band. What I have is more of a feeling. The genre of music that they call city pop. It's basically the grandfather of future funk, which is basically a new genre of music that moved from the synthwave and all that feeling. City pop, it's more of a funky jazz R&B kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
Pop feeling, of course. And it's mostly either Japanese or Korean music from that era. It's like the movement of when Japan moved from its disco music kind of era into the pop genre.
Okay, so it's quite old.
But it's that kind of music that was leaving disco and getting into pop. But it wasn't quite there yet. And that's basically what constitutes the city pop genre.
Okay.
A classic song from one of those eras would be, you might have seen it once or twice in your YouTube recommendation. It was Plastic Love by Miraya Takeuchi or something like that. You might have seen the cover of the girl, which is the beautiful little Japanese woman. Short hair, beautiful smile, white shirt, little bow tie. Classic black and white. It's not on Spotify, sadly, because Japan controls those copyrights for some reason, even though Japan are the masters of not copyrights, whatever they have, whatever they fuck they have over there. But here, we can find it on Spotify. So whenever I, want to concentrate or where I'm gaming and I'm, just grinding or farming in a game, just put some city pop on, or when I'm cooking even, and just get in the mood. So city pop, it's more of a kind of music you were listening in the mall when you were a kid. So let's say when you went to with your parents at the mall and you were like kind of upbeat and happy, you would listen to that in the background. It felt kind of nice. It's a music that you can just let go and not get concentrated in, because the thing is that it's in Japanese, so it's a language you don't understand. Well, for me at least, because I'm not a fucking weeb, so I don't understand it. So it's just you don't concentrate yourself on the words, so you can do whatever you want at the same time and not get fully concentrated, but you still have something going around. So what I'm offering you guys right now is not a band. It's basically a movement, a genre.
Okay.
And it's city pop. You can go either for the Japanese one or the Korean one. The Korean one is a bit more upbeat, and it's more of a kind of summer fusion feeling, and the Japanese is more of a, nightclub feeling. You don't really want to dance, but you're moving to the music while you're having your whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
It's that kind of feeling. Just go for whatever playlist that's offered you for city pop, and it's basically, it gives you a nostalgia for era which you weren't there.
The book from Murakami, Norwegian Wood. It made me think of that.
You're touching a point. You would be able to, well, that's the thing. The book, Norwegian Wood, would get the same feeling as a city pop. You would be able to listen to city pop and read Norwegian Wood.
Yeah.
Because, you're right, because in my head canon, that would be like, you would have that kind of radio music playing while he's having his whole life going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that would make sense.
The way you described it,
Yes.
made me think of Norwegian Wood from Haruki Murakami.
Yeah.
Which, that's a book I can recommend to you.
Which I did on you back in the days.
Not even.
Right, I discovered you were reading it.
No, that I was finishing it.
Right. I didn't even weren't reading it. You were you had an audio book
Listening
of
to
that.
it. Audible?
You have time to kind of kill on the public
Yeah,
transport.
basically, yeah.
Listen to a book.
That's basically what I do.
Because, you know what sucks? You can have a book physically with you. Someone will talk to you. You have to be like, okay, yeah. Yep. Okay, yeah. But if you have headphones, no one's gonna fuck with you.
Good. My pick for this week
Mhm.
is, it's a very old band that is still going from what I saw on Wikipedia. I just recently found them, actually. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know them, but it's called The Zombies. It's basically, you take your average Beatles song,
Okay.
like weird Beatles song that everybody like knows the lyrics, and you just make an album out of just that. That's the whole album here from The Zombies, Odyssey, and Oracle. I didn't really listen to the other albums yet,
Okay.
but that album is super good. I like how they go from the major scale to the minor scale. Like, it's unexpected. It
Okay.
hits you in the feeling.
Okay, so you were mentioning the Beatles. So you're
Yes.
saying that's Beatles more before the whole LSD shenanigan, like with the British invasion kind of feeling?
When was the LSD?
The Beatles, they had a short career when you think about it.
It was like 10 years, yeah.
Not even, I think. As a band, the Beatles? Well, yeah, if you count the fact that they were in Germany before they made it big in '64.
Maybe.
I'm not a Beatle historian, but I know that that's the era called the British invasion. So at least I know that that's the era. And so yeah, I would say the Beatles would start the psychedelic things at Revolver, I think.
Revolver, yeah.
It was right after Rubber Souls.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Revolver would be the one, and then it would be full on inside Sgt. Pepper's Lonely
Okay.
Hearts Club Band afterwards.
Well, I can tell you that this album from The Zombies is quite... Well, it is a lot British invasion.
Okay.
It has an psychedelic aspect
Okay.
to it.
Aspect or feeling? Those are two different kind of things.
What do you mean?
A psychedelic feeling, from why I describe it, in my opinion, is that you kind of feel the same way they are. Like they're expressing you something, and you can feel it yourself the way it's expressed.
Yeah.
Like Lucy in the Sky, let's say. You feel the tempo going
Yeah.
on each side, and then you follow them in that trance of being. And a psychedelic form of being, not a feeling, but being, it's more like, oh, okay, it's kind of funky. It's special, but I don't feel it. You know, it's the dissonance of feeling it.
I would say both, to be honest.
Okay.
Well, a little bit of both. It does play with sound. It does play a little bit with the scales in general. It plays with your mind and your heart a little bit. I'm over exaggerating, of course, but I really like that band. But it also gives you some aspect that's a little bit weird, a little bit progressive. It's not a progressive band by any means, but certainly original, and sounds a bit like the Beatles, of course.
Okay, yeah, well,
But
at some point people were trying to replicate that, obviously.
yeah, but it kind of sounds like the Beatles, but in good way. It doesn't sound like they copied it at all. I really like it, and I really want you to check it out.
Okay,
Check it out.
So
Thank you very much for tuning in for the first episode of PP Time. We really hope that you enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, it's really fun. I like speaking. I like talking.
Yeah.
Fuck. I like talking.
Who doesn't?
Well, even if I didn't.
You spoke. Shut up.
As much.
Yep.
See ya.
And we should enjoy the fact that there's still some sunlight to go and do the fucking street thing. we have to show how decrepit Montreal is with all the fucking renovations going around. We should fucking do it while the sun's still out there, you know?
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Let's do it now.
Okay. Fucking do it.
Okay, so we're here. What happened though?
What happened is that Montreal finished the renovations for once. On the good time, now the streets are perfectly repaired. We can't do anything. We can't. No, you know what? Don't record anymore. I don't care. No. The streets are done. I don't care. No, just no. Fucking lower the camera. I don't fucking care. Just stop. Okay, and we're just gonna have to find a fucking other segment right now because normally the streets are fucked. Montreal's supposed to have fucked streets. So.
Well, fuck, man. We're gonna have to find another segment.
Well, yeah, but
It sucks.
we'll have to pull that shit out of our ass. We planned this for a while, and now it's just city fucked us over. These fucking streets, man, they're supposed to be broke all the time. Now the only thing broke is us.
Well,
Okay.
well, we'll have to do that in the summer, I guess.
Springtime sounds nice. You know, we get the flowers, we get the trees, the birds. The
Oh
orange
shit, I'm
cones.
still recording,
Ah,
dude.
fuck, no,
Oh,
shut
fuck.